Bitcoin just hit 78,400, an 11-week high. Trump extended the Iran ceasefire this morning and the market exploded. But here is what nobody is telling you. Right now, at this exact price level, Bitcoin is sitting inside the most important zone it has entered in over a year. A CME gap that formed before Bitcoin crashed below $60,000. The gap that has been waiting. And today, Bitcoin walked straight into it. What happens next decides everything for the rest of April. I'm Dax, stay with me. This is Dax Crypto Lab, where analysis becomes action. Let me tell you exactly what drove today's move. Because the sequence matters. This morning, President Trump announced he would extend the US-Iran ceasefire. The ceasefire was supposed to expire today, Wednesday, April 22nd. Markets had been pricing in a 50-50 chance of renewed conflict. Oil dropped, risk assets surged, Bitcoin jumped 3.6% in hours, breaking above 78,000 for the first time since early February. But here is the detail most people missed. This was not an organic demand-driven rally. The zone between 78,000 and 80,000 is completely empty of liquidations. The teacher flagged this specifically. Very few positions were built in this range. That means when price enters this zone, it moves fast, very fast, with almost no resistance from trapped positions. Bitcoin is not fighting through a wall right now. It is moving through empty air. That is both exciting and dangerous, because empty zones move fast in both directions. Now, I need to explain something that most crypto channels are not talking about today, and this is the most important part of this video. Before Bitcoin crashed below $60,000, a CME futures gap formed between $81,000 and $84,000. A CME gap is what happens when the Bitcoin futures market on the Chicago Mercantile Exchange closes for the weekend. And when it reopens Monday morning, the price is significantly different from where it closed Friday. That difference creates a gap on the chart that has never been filled. Historically, CME gaps fill with remarkable consistency, not always immediately, but they fill. And right now, Bitcoin is at 78,000. The gap starts at 81,000. That is only $3,000 away. The teacher called this the most historically important moment in a long time. Here is why. If Bitcoin absorbs the resistance zone at 78 to 80,000, there is almost nothing standing between current price and 84,000 where that gap closes. No major resistance, no heavy liquidation clusters, just the gap, sitting there, waiting to be filled. The Fibonacci levels above confirm this. 89,000 is the 0.3 level. 92,500 is the 0 level. These are the targets if the gap closes and momentum continues. But here is the critical nuance, and this is what separates smart money from retail. Bitcoin has not broken the resistance zone yet. The red zone at 78 to 80,000 is the gate. The teacher was explicit. Without absorbing this resistance, the CME gap does not close in the near term. This is not a zone to chase. This is a zone to watch. The market is sitting at the gate right now. Funding is neutral to positive. Fear and greed is 33. Still fear. That combination tells you the market is not euphoric. It is cautiously optimistic, which is actually the best setup for a real breakout. Euphoric markets fake out. Fearful markets that break resistance. Those moves are real. The macro backdrop supports the bull case. Bitcoin ETFs have seen nearly $1 billion in weekly inflows. The biggest Bitcoin wallets accumulated 270,000 Bitcoin in the last 30 days, the largest monthly accumulation since 2013. Exchange reserves are at a 7-year low. When exchange reserves drop, coins are leaving exchanges. Coins leaving exchanges means people are not planning to sell. They are holding. That is structurally bullish.
Get daily crypto insights by subscribing now.
3 things happening this week that can push Bitcoin through resistance or pull it back. Catalyst 1. The Warsh confirmation hearing today. Kevin Warsh is Trump's nominee for Federal Reserve Chair. If his testimony is dovish, signals rate cuts coming. Bitcoin gets a macro tailwind. If hawkish, potential headwind. Watch his exact words on inflation and rates. Catalyst 2. Unemployment data tomorrow Thursday. This is the macro data the teacher flagged specifically. Strong jobs numbers could mean the Fed stays hawkish. Bad for Bitcoin short term. Weak jobs numbers mean rate cuts become more likely. Bullish for Bitcoin. Catalyst 3. Finding Satoshi. The documentary about Bitcoin's creator dropped today. Searches for Satoshi Nakamoto are up over 2,000% this week. When mainstream attention hits Bitcoin, new money enters. Not immediately, but in the 2 to 4 weeks following a major Bitcoin media moment, exchange sign-ups spike. That is a tailwind, not a rocket. But it is real. 2 scenarios from here. Scenario 1, the breakout. Bitcoin closes a daily candle above 80,000. Resistance absorbed. CME gap directly ahead between 81 and 84,000. Fibonacci targets 89,000 and 92,000. This is the scenario the accumulation data supports. 270,000 Bitcoin bought by whales. 7-year low in exchange reserves. Institutions loading. If the gate opens, it opens fast. Scenario 2, the rejection. Bitcoin cannot close above 80,000. Resistance holds. Price pulls back to the 74 to 75,000 support zone where positions were accumulated. This is not catastrophic. This is the market giving a second entry at a better price before the eventual CME gap fill. The teacher's message was clear. We are at the gate. We wait for confirmation. We do not chase. Two things to watch right now. 1. The daily candle close above 80,000, not the price touching 80,000. The daily close above it. That is confirmation the resistance is absorbed. 2. Warsh testimony today and unemployment data tomorrow. These are the macro triggers that either give Bitcoin permission to break higher or push it back to support. The smart money already loaded at 68 to 74,000. 270,000 Bitcoin in 30 days. Exchange reserves at a 7-year low. They are not selling at 78,000. They are waiting for 84,000. The CME gap does not lie. It has been there since before Bitcoin crashed to 60,000. It has been waiting for over a year, and today, Bitcoin is $3,000 away from starting to close it. Drop your take in the comments. Does Bitcoin close the CME gap this week, or does resistance hold and we see 75,000 first? I read every single one and I will reply. If this gave you clarity on the most important Bitcoin level of the year, hit the like. You run your own lay B. This Sunday, I go deep on how institutional money has been secretly accumulating Bitcoin while retail was panicking about Iran. The data is extraordinary. Subscribe, hit the bell. Every Sunday, the system. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the market. I'm Dax. This is Dax Crypto Lab, where analysis becomes action.